live, yeah. Cool. Welcome in to round 2 here in Tier 2, and we've already got some on-track action. Already got people starting the laps, and I'm grateful to say I'm joined by Reese. He's back again, back from his disgraceful abandonment of me last week.
Missing week 1 at this point.
They were disgraceful, but obviously before we fully get to the flow of things, we'll
Chocolate's just come out in the World of Champions.
Oh,
Kept the car in mostly one piece.
we do a quick recap before we fully flow into things. And go back to last week. Obviously, Constella was your race winner last week. Podium behind him was Lucas Champion, P2, and new driver Chocolade reserving for McLaren last week. Since that point, he has then moved into a full-time seat. So as you can see, he's driving for Williams now after Ballin has unfortunately dropped out. So he's there to stay on the grid for now. So we'll see how Chocolade does, even though Reece just said he may have nearly smashed it to a wall. In terms of reserves and stuff, flicking through the list, who have we got today? We have got CT3, Manic, and then Quentin is again back after some escapades in Imola round 1 as well. Oh, there's Gramix in the wall, he's lost his part of his wing. Laurie then already put into the 8s, very solid time from him, 8.7. I don't know, I get Laura off the screen because that's painful to watch.
Yeah, I was going to say, even Chocolate's painful to see them drive around with a partly broken car.
Oh, dear.
That's already ruled out for you.
Well, I was just there to recap from last week, really. In terms of absentees that we had last weekend that are racing today, let me have a quick see. I know Kookaburra obviously didn't race last week, so he's on. Did he race last week? He didn't. No, he didn't. Yeah, so he was meant to, but error with the checker meant he didn't race, and he's unfortunately already retired from this qualifying. So I don't know if he's left the session and to grab a setup, and the car's retired itself. So
yeah, he confirmed. Yeah, he left the session to get his surf, and then
rookie error. This is But
I think the
yeah.
Nitro one is away as well this week. I assume that's why we shifted around one.
He should be, yeah. So Nitro should be appearing at some point.
As well, doesn't he? So.
Yeah, so that's why he said it shouldn't matter what time he joins because he'll be at the back anyway, so that's fine, as long as he races.
Someone's around, is there on the B car? I think that's Quinton who must have gone round.
F1 Kid in the chat saying Pole is going to be an 8.4. Which is a very solid lap. I mean, if I set an 8.4, I'd be buzzing with that. But yeah, back to what I was saying about people that were absent last week. And here this weekend we've got Chesney back. Mawson, new driver, he's here for the first time. Obviously raced in the pre-season and was pretty good as well. And Ali's back racing as well. So we're seeing a couple of returning faces back. Paula said Paul will be in 0.8. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, buddy, but it was already
catch up on that one.
it was already a tenth quicker. Talking quickly about Mawson, he's already put at P3, still way off that front time of Laurie though. Who's on a time? Who's closest? Troy's invalidated. Manic's on a time. Yeah, we'll stick with Manic just to. I mean, he's got a couple of cars ahead that he might get impeded by, so hopefully.
Yeah, I hope these get out of the way. One of the Salvins is very late
close.
getting out of the way. Yeah.
Trent's buzzing about his experience later. He's saying he can't wait to start P20. Excited for you, pal?
It's going to be interesting to see if we have. I mean, most people have times on the board. Obviously, Ali's the one that sticks that up in the percentage time together. But what happens if anybody can get through the collision if not to that with the
yeah, which is possible. So yeah, Manic then got a nice toe. Oh, he's invalidated in the final chicane. Yeah, it's a pain. And then that's this next lap. So now it's the coast all the way around, and then I mean he wouldn't be able to go again, obviously with the lack of ERS and going to Constella. Constella's also invalidated this time. Same with Chocolate already at turn 1. So a couple of people already struggling.
He did it into the final chicane when he hit the wall on his first lap attempt.
Oh right.
I wonder now if he's going to be forced to box. If he tried back-to-back runs, I assume if he was on this. Actually, no, because yeah, you have to go and fix his lead, so.
Chesney's on a second time, but he's a 10th down, so I don't know if you're going to be able to fling a a lap in. And then Mawson as well on a time as well as Lucas Champion. So 3 cars in the top 5 going for their second runs as well.
I don't think Mawson's on the time. He's got his ERS off. I think he's just heading back.
Just charge, yeah. Yellow flag. I wonder if that's fuel. Is that Mawson his fuel? No. Right, it's just now. He is on a lap, so we'll see what you can do around the going into the final chicane. Oh no,
He's boxing.
Yeah, there was that. Obviously, down is Delta, so didn't see any point in it. As Lucas Champions are validated. Same with Camper. So we go Gremic as well. Gremic's nearly.
Gremic's free stuff. It just sort of mine. So we like shows up as a purple sector 1 is like that. So.
That's going to put him right in the mix in the top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Obviously, Gremic and Camper, a duo that you'd expect to be properly there or thereabouts in relation to the Tier 2 grid, moved over from Red Bull, and they had a decent first race in Imola as well, so then Gremic's found more time in the second sector as well. Nearly half a second up. Oh, a bit of a correction.
Yeah, losing time all the way down the straight. Shouldn't be too much, but
it might be able to nick some slipstream out. No point getting it off that second car. Can he keep it valid though? Chucks it in, he does. Keeps it relatively tight as well, so to the line he's below that 10% though, so I don't know if that's going to affect his time. Should have lost a bit of time in that final sector, but still finds enough time to put him up into the top 5. P4 then with a 9.7. Meadows just started a time as well. Lower down.
Coming up towards the line to start a time after without getting more. I think Troy's on the time. And Constella's also on the time.
I think Braddis has just invalidated the final corner.
No, but Braddis was already invalidated, so he's just starting his time now.
Yeah, it looked like he might have invalidated again as Troy then invalidates his run as well.
Constella's also invalidated since I was last with him.
Everyone's in the bin.
At least with Constella, he's got a lot of VRS back, so I don't know how much of that pre-ascending, but he'd be able to push on now when he gets to the line.
Right, so I think I can quickly ping.
Yeah,
I quickly ping him. Yeah. I think he's appearing under a different name. I don't know if he is still racing.
He still had Nitro in it, I think.
Oh, he's not accepted my request yet. I'll give it some time. I'll quickly go look before we get into the flow of things. Nitro. He has not received an invite yet. We'll finish off Brad's lap as well before we give Nitro another go for an invite.
K1 slightly up, but certainly not as much after he moved to me. So.
And Brad's then puts at 8th on his first run, still in the mix. Fastest time within the 10s, but still way off the front. Constella's in the pits. Only 7 minutes left, and he's not yet set a time. Same with Chocolada. I mean, where is Chocolada on the track map? Is that him coming down the main back straight? He's invalidated again.
K1's to set a time, so we just see how much quicker this is and set the point each lap, so that gets him up to 6. But it's almost over a second all the way down to 6 then.
CT3 coming to the line as well. We'll see what he can do. Does not improve, isn't it? Oh, he's just starting his time, I think, actually. So we'll bear that in mind as we watch him round. Just like quickly try and send Mr. Nitro another quick invite before we get to the crunch point. I haven't seen
Troy get in as well since he's got out. I trusted him more.
Oh, I didn't even realise he left. It's poor from him. Oh, CT3's down. Oh, there he is. CT3 on a time then, trying to see if he can finally get time on the board. 4 cars at the bottom, yet to set a time.
Given that we said that everyone's choice, it might be worth dropping him one, but he should be able to get in. But he's one of those who's yet to get a lap in, so...
And it, honestly, like, you look at 3 of the cars that are down there, they're big people in terms of who you expect are going to be in the front, so the fact that Troy, Chocolada and Constella are all going to be at the moment or at the back.
Good for him. Wow, obviously, you know, it's a different scenario of him having accidentally quit the session to get his setup.
Right, Chocolada's going to set a time there, puts it 10th. Only 10th to be fair, still got 5 minutes left, so can come back in and chuck a new set of boots on and go again, but
I wonder if that is, like you say, heavily used tyres and just a case of get a lap on the board.
Yeah,
and,
true.
You get into this late on the quad and start put one in. Man, actually another one who's yet to set a time, but coming up to the hairpin with that skill show invalid, so this does look like a fastest lap again. Keeps it clean around the hairpin.
Now watch the Manic as well.
Whether or not he just can keep it valid into his final chicane then.
I think she does.
He does.
Yeah. Where's this going to put him then? Does he move? I mean, time's ticking up. It might put him just one position. There were two positions of CT3 and Quinton. 10.2 for him. So that just leaves Constella and Troy now at the back. Constella set a purple sector 2.
Yeah, he just needs to get out of the final chicane though, keeping this 5 and here at least have a time on the board.
What if he's going to... Oh, he just decides to chuck it in 5th, so it doesn't necessarily back out of that. It throws the car in to the line then. Because second with a 9.1. Still a way off Laurie though, so it's a very good time. 2/10 clear of Lucas Champion. He was obviously P2 last week, but...
Oh, Troy's invalidated starting his lap. He's going to have to hope his fuel to go around again.
No.
It's a painful time to do it, when you don't really have to be pushing the final chicane that much.
Merc, yeah, both Merc drivers.
Trouble of not getting laps in.
I wonder if Vanek's going to get another time in as well. 4 minutes left on the clock. Yeah, he should just squeeze one in. I guess it's one of the shorter laps as well, isn't it? So he should be fine.
If Nitro's listening, even though he's got a quality ban, he needs to pick his McLaren seat.
Yeah.
Because it will put him either in that or the Sauber. The Sauber's also for...
Yeah. I guess it won't matter overall, like, because we can still move his points over, but yeah. If you do not want to be driving the green car, please select your McLaren. I've told him in the chat, so hopefully he sees. But who's then closest to getting on time? We've got Mido coasting rounds after obviously messing up his time and decided to bail out. So do you know what? We can be on board with him and watch him as he comes around to start. So it'd be the first car to come around to start his final run. Or, I mean, it probably will be his final run.
Well,
3 minutes
be Troy then about to start his run. So he's boxing actually.
He has
got time to get in.
Just.
It will be tight, but he has got time.
All Mercedes hopes lie with him. Yeah, Driller said in the chat, this is not normally what Troy does. Troy is normally him.
It's just a painful one to be in this situation because you want to go out in your final lap and go pushing, but you're left in a situation where really you just want a time on the board now. So you don't really want to be full sending it.
Mido's just
Mido's
over
ready
10
to temp up, yeah. Oh, that's a big moment there though. Got caught in the curve, that cost him plenty of time.
Lost a bit of time in that second sector though, but he's still up. Oh, he's hit the wall. Coming out, so I don't think that's going to be any improvement for Mido unless he throws it into the final corner and can find some time.
Nitro's left assessment, he's getting quick to get his
Yeah, I told him if he wants to, he's obviously not letting him take control, but I said if you want to take control. He keeps it valid to be fair, Mido, through that final corner, just cutting away from that Nitro talk. To the line then, what can Mido do? Finds a 10th, does not move him any positions though.
Quite a bit of a messy lap to be honest. I feel like he's got plenty of time left in that. I think he'd be a bit disappointed that he's not got more out of that.
Got Ferrari watch, Lucas Champion who's up nearly 3/10 as well. Coming up to that dreaded final corner. He's got a yellow flag in the first sector. Can he keep it valid? Lucas Champion does keep it valid, keeps it out of the wall as well. To the line then, what can Lucas Champion do? He finds 2/10, still not enough to move him. I mean, Laurie's done the ego retire. He's backed himself. I quickly
I think the yellow flag, that's Mido with no fuel trying to get round. TT3, 3 sets his lap up to 14. Quinton's invalidated his, so it'd be... oh, actually no, he's able to start one now. Troy gets to the line and is valid at least starting this one. It's a big lap for him, and you don't want to be starting right at the bottom. At least get a time on the board.
Just keep it valid. Yeah.
Constella's up as well.
He was up a tenth and a half in the first, and he's had a very clean second sector. So I feel like this is going to put him 3.5 tenths up so far. So this is going to be a fight for pole. Then he's going to be in the mix. He's flown right around Laurie's time right now.
I feel like he took the last chicane very well in the last time, so it's all about full sending it and not invalidating that.
Yeah. Does he keeps it out of the wall? It's very clean
again.
Can he go pole? He does. 8.7. Laurie retired. Has come back to blind as Constella nicks it away from him then. Unless someone behind can obviously beat him to it. I think Camper and Grimmick were trying a bit of DRS towing. I mean, I don't know if it's working. It's not really working whatever they're doing because they're getting each other's way.
Troy keeps it valid as he's coming up to the line as well then, so he's going to jump
Goes
up
fifth.
to fifth.
Clutch.
Grimmick's not on the lap then by the looks of it, so...
Watching Chocolade to the line as well. Around the final corner, does he keep it valid? He does. Out of the wall as well. I haven't seen what his sector times have been looking like, so where is he sat? Chocolate puts P6. Anyone else? No, that is it then. So Constella is your pole man in round 2. Constella pole. Laurie just misses out, has to settle for P2 in quali. K1 with a good P3. Obviously, he's won here before in tier 2, so he knows what he's doing. Lucas Champion P4. Gremick P5. Chocolate, the new man in Williams, P6. Troy, after just one lap, chucks it up to P7. Camper P8. Mawson on his first race here in HR in a competitive sense, P9, Mido P10, and then outside the top 10 we've got Chesney, Ali, Snoo, Quinton, who else have we got? Bradders as well, who is unhappy with that time, I think, all the way down outside the points. And then we'll quickly just see who's right at the back as well, in terms of finalising the order. So then towards the back, then we've got, Bradders 15th, CT3 reserving for Kick, Manic reserve of Red Bull, and then no time set from Kookaburra, unfortunately, and then the quali ban that has been served by Nitro just got in at the end. But our front two, they're really putting on a show. 3 tenths clear of the rest. Constella has a nice time trial to match, so somewhat expect him to be towards the front, so he's got that point that he was probably going after to come into the weekend in the best fashion he could. Obviously won last week, so he's hoping to make it 2 from the first 2.
It's very different though, I think. I suppose it's the same with last week when I wasn't here though. It's just going to be so many track limits to the point where it's different having a good time trial time and the race pace to match it here, I find. But he's clearly shown what he's capable of in quality again. But
yeah, it's all well and good, having that 1 lap pace, but if you can't do it across, 35 laps, then at that point, you could end up with 18 seconds penalty. I mean, penalties were the bane of people of existence last week. So you look at some people that had like 18 seconds or even 21 seconds penalties last week. If they get anywhere close to that, it doesn't matter where they finish. 20 seconds is going to send them back outside the point. So I said them more in the direction of Snoo, actually. I think Snoo had a good race in Imola last week and he ended up with 18 seconds or at least 15. So it's a real struggle. We are then getting our lights underway. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're underway here in Canada then to the line. We see who comes off better as we exit turn 1.
Oh, there's a big collision behind as the Ferraris come together. He's properly locked wheels, 3 of them.
Talking
chaos as they join the track.
Yeah, and who's that? Chocolate has been caught up in that as well. Same with Kookaburra. Oh no, this is not on the Scuderia I would have wanted. There's chaos up ahead. Quinton's rounds as well, so Quinton's all the way to the back. Gremick's got a 10-second penalty for gaining a position illegally as well, and as not giving it back as well. So already 10 seconds. He's not going to be able to get that removed. He's going to have to serve that in the pits.
So for that, Constella still kept the lead with Laurie, so it was linked to it to race off the line, but there was huge first behind. I think, was it Bradders and Chocolate must have locked wheels and just collected several people along the way.
Oh dear. Oh, there's a send from the throw as well down to the hairpin. Brad sends it on Chocolade, gets the move done, but he's bombarded them out of the way, really, so the cut back. Oh, and Laurie's looking busy. Laurie wants to get a move on him. He just has to back away. This could be a good fight for the front.
Troy's going to go for an overtake as well from K1 in the straight. He had a decent extra of the chicane. He may have cut it though, but he jumped the position. The smooth into the pit then, so he's the only one that must have picked up damage, yeah.
It's worth saying as well that the weather will be dry, unlike Tier 1 later. Tier 1's got a scattering of rain towards the end. So it's interesting to look at strategies. It seems like the people at the front have basically all chosen to go mediums, except for Mido. And then everyone at the back, well, more towards the back. We've got quite an even split between medium runners at the front and then hard runners towards the back.
Another collision with Quinton going in on Christopher. Quinton's got through though. I haven't spun each other, but they're certainly coming together.
Yeah, Mannix under pressure here. He's surrounded by people. He's got Bradders coming up behind him trying to get a move done in the hairpin. Can he get it stick? A bit of contact. But through goes, should be all fine, which it is. So Manic drops down another position. He's got Nitro now behind him, moving up from.
Oh, Laurie's going to take the lead on the straight. He's got it before heading into the final chicane. I think Constella looked to hold it around the outside, but realised it's not a good idea and backs out.
Troy went into the back of him. I don't know if Troy's going to make a move, but he's going to send a contact.
Someone's off
behind. It's a Ferrari.
I think Manic might have gone in the Wall of Champions.
Has he got damage? I'll quickly wait and see whether he's got damage. Yeah, no, he doesn't. I don't think he has. No, he's got both his MPs. It's just whether he's still going to have some kind of damage though behind the scenes. So we've got another yellow flag.
Lawson is in the wall.
He's fully round. Fully round.
If anything, that could be real wing damage there.
Maybe. But consider he's just flicked it around in a bit of a weird position, unless he just caught the grass on the outside.
Yeah, I wonder if he's battling, caught the grass on the outside, and the cars must have spun and almost the wall there.
I prayed for him that he hasn't. Quentin and Manic racing hard as well for P14, so slum it at the back, because we've got a move there as well that I just saw.
It's chaotic for a couple of laps this one.
Yeah.
Can't forget to throw K1 next.
Oh, squeezed him. Oh, contact. K1's round.
He
had to go around the escape road, yeah. Oh, could join very aggressively. Lucky he
I was going to say, he's lucky he ghosted her, but I do put it down his straight in that wall.
I think Mida's trying to pounce as well. Oh, it pushes him wide. K1's in the walls at the moment. Grummick's behind, just getting the residual damage of that as well. So K1 really got squeezed by Camper then, coming into that final corner.
Camper's gone off in the same place it's still Mawson without the door.
It's got to be the grass then. People are trying to take a wider line, and then they're just not taking into consideration the grass. They're just kissing it on the way in. Got a bit of a separation as well towards the front. There's more position changes up front. Laurie choosing to maybe I don't know if he's had a mistake there on the exit or let Constella through, but Constella back into the lead and goes deep into the hairpins. This to give Laurie a good opportunity then to get him once again. It's Cookborough, the latest man to pick up a 3-second penalty.
Didn't realise how many were beginning to collect them already. It's one of these tracks you do expect them on, but already a lot going around then.
Yeah, so there he goes then, Laurie into the lead once again. He's going to get a double dose of DRS and try and break away, but Constella's he's not going to drop away as these. This can be the front two. Troy just trying to hang in. Another 3-second goes up on the board. Action a bit further down.
I was going to say, along the back straight, the double overtake by Mido, and then Chocolate has a nice X at the final chicane and got it back.
Our Cooker at the back's missing his end play as well, so whether he's just been into the wall at the Wall of Champions. I mean, it's only just he is a champion after all.
I think that's Manic again, because Manic's heavily damaged.
Kookaburra he's missing an end play.
Missing half his wing. And I don't know whether or not Kookaburra had that off the start, or if they have come together.
Oh, that's painful if he's driving around without a wing for this long. Because he's just losing time, you know, there's no point in driving around when you've actually got physical damage, because it's so slow. Mawson's trying to cut through him now. They're losing so much time though to the cars ahead. Kookaburra, has just to yield the position. Mawson has to back out though.
Oh, Mawson's failed, and I just wonder if he's going to he's handed it back, and just too slow rejoining. So I'd imagine this lap must be mannequin, and whether or not I don't know, not to Brisbane.
Oh, Troy's in the wall. Troy's in the wall at the front. Caught that curve. I mean, he got away with it, I think, but he literally
damage.
He was in the wall though. Lost the. Considering the situation, not that bad, but he's he doesn't even look like he's got that slightly damaged end plate on the right, but gets away with one there though because he's living to see another day. That could have been the end of the race for Troy.
Was you already out of DRS?
No, he was like just within the cusp, I think. So
that's a painful one for him, and it's at least cost him got the chance to stick with the top two for now. So yeah, Cooper and Manic both opted into it.
Yeah, which is fair. So they considering that situation, then they probably did just pick up damage together. Ali touches the wall then on the left as they come into sector 3. And here come the 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Not even got to lap 10 so far, we've already got a handful of 3 seconds, so this could be a very similar race to Imola, which honestly was expected.
Painful one is Granick, because that's obviously the 10-second one shows a warning if Constella gets back through on the back straight.
Ali gets past Chesney as well. Yeah, Troy just tries to settle in then. I mean, if the front two work together, Troy probably won't have a sniff at the front, which is a shame for a fight at the top. It will be just between Laurie and Constella at this point, and we'll have to see what happens when it comes to the pit window, what people choose to do, and I mean, we could have a safety car as well. Obviously, just one of these tracks that safety cars are possible.
Yeah, I think it's not an easy track, and there's plenty of walls you can go into. But even at the top, I thought Constella would 50 exit the chicane, but that was just real contact there.
Oh, Laurie's looking for moves, like opportunities that you don't really expect him to look for a move. I'm interested to see how the hard runners get on as well when we have the switch. Because Bradders has done well, considering the start, to make it back up to 9th. I know there's a bit of a separation between the front 8 and then downwards, but considering Bradders was, you know, at the back after all that chaos at the start, to be back in 9th, he's clearly got some very good race pace. Here comes Laurie then. I don't know if he's going to make it in time. It's going to be quite close as they get to the chicane. He's having to take a narrow line.
Constella's going to get on the exit, I think.
Yeah.
But that said, it's double DRS here, isn't it? So Laurie's going to get the DRS along with this bit, losing along slight contact between the pair. It's Constella's going to go for the move into turn 1 then and make the split.
Sends it.
With the yellow flag, is that someone in the room? It's Alba. DT3 freezing in the pit on the side.
Gaps, even despite all this fighting, I mean, they're continually pulling away from Troy. He's lost another couple of tenths on the previous lap. Just to the gaps now 2.3, 2.4 seconds. Look at that 3 seconds wrecking it. That same chunk of people, they're just eating up the track limit. Lucas Champion then gets the fastest lap on the mediums, after obviously having served that pit stop following some early damage.
Just happy though for the cars who have been involved in sort of early collisions and down at the bottom. Just a case of make sure you stay penalty free, and if something happens, as there's another car, that's Chesney was played for me on there. Gets going again, but he's dropped a handful of positions down to first week.
And he was up in 6th or something. He'd just been passed recently by K1. K1 then obviously after that contact with the Alpine, he's looking to fly up through the order again. Now 2 seconds off the back of Troy, so still a podium on the cards for K1. It's looking like it could be an interesting fight as Chocolate up positions as well. So despite the front two running away even more in this previous lap, it looks like we could still have a good fight within the top 10 for some good points. Mida then gets past Ali as well. I think gets past him, but a bit of a scrap, and Ali has a moment on the exit of turn 2. Letting Mida have a little sniff. Oh, just misses out. Oh, Ali's in the wall. Ali's in the wall behind. I thought he was fully out. Lost his wing. No safety car. But I mean, that's a pit stop again. Nitro completely sends it on Ali's wheel.
He does have a moment on the grass.
It's completely unnecessary considering Ali's missing half his car. And then he just sent it, thinking he's like the prime Danny Rick.
I think he's going to go for it again. He is.
Oh my god, just careful, mate. God, like...
Luckily, Ali sort of realises what's going on. He's backing out a bit and just limping back to the pit then while the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, considering the speed he's going, I don't know if he's going to retire in the pits, whether he's going to film a pit stop. 8 laps on the mediums. He could go to the end from from here if he opts for the hard, so whether he's choosing to, that's Gremic, the latest victim to pick up a 3-second penalty. Constella actually holds the lead.
I was going to say, I think Laurie's going to struggle a bit with Constella holding the lead, and Constella's up at 90% ERS with Laurie down at 40, but VSC.
Someone's in the wall at the back, is that Ali? No, Ali's, oh yeah, Snoo's in the wall. Very weird place. On the exit of this, I wonder if there's been a...
I think there must have been contact.
Yeah.
Either I know you can catch the left curb and sort of on the exit as you start going round, and it flicks you off a bit, but not to put you in the wall. K1 gets 10-second penalty.
No damage on his wing, so what's happened there? I mean, that's completely ruined K1's race, because he's going to have to serve that as Snoo retires in the field. I wonder if K1's just been caught out with the Delta and Troy going a bit slower up ahead, and he just slammed into the back of him.
Yeah, this one is painful, because all it is a slight tap, and it just sticks with these penalties. It's been a lot of yellow flags, and obviously it's a bit of a surprise that we've only had a VSC yet to this point.
Yeah, considering the start. Ali was nearly dead in the wall. I mean, we've just had Snoo obviously slam.
Oh, lots of drive-throughs. That's Laurie getting one at the top.
Has Constella got one in the pits? Has he got one?
I mean, bring up the instant loss.
Oh no. Oh my god.
The drive-throughs have gone to... Oh, there's a long way to scroll down the amount of... there's loads.
Laurie...
Constella, Chesney, Mallet, Morton and Laurie all with VSC.
Oh my god. I mean, this race... I mean,
5 drive-throughs.
I mean, so if this race doesn't completely, unfold into chaos, you'd bet your sweet money on it just being Constella's to win then, because considering they were, 4 seconds clear.
I thought he was on the list, so he's not pitted.
Has he just gone and served? Oh, and he's just completely wiped out me there. Yeah. Oh, this race has suddenly taken a very interesting turn. That we do not know what's going to happen.
Pit stop. He's on the same tyres as...
Oh no, yeah, so yes. And it's a safety. Oh, honestly though, for Constella, that's very good, because he's now served. It's perfect for him. He's just served his drive-through.
Yeah, there's a paint for the likes of Laurie and Chesney was another. There's a couple more. They've yet to serve it. So
I think even what's even? Let me just go see. Why is the safety car even happened? I've completely missed. What's happened at the back?
Most of them have served it. I think Chesney must have come together with Ali then, because it was timed with that 10-second collision, and Ali's not got a wing again.
So Ali's gone until Ali's caused the safety car then, I assume.
Well, Chesney's missing an end plate, so those two must have collided. And it's painful, especially for, well, it's Manic and Laurie who are the huge losers here, because they're going to come in and they're going to have to serve the drive-through as we get going again.
And Laurie's the only one that looked like he could challenge Constella for the win. And he's immediately then right at the back. And completely
void. But the one thing this
void.
is going to do, Constella's going to drop down the order, but you'd imagine it's just a case of has he got the pace to fight through.
Which, based on what we've seen so far, you'd say yes. So it's just a case of, can he actually cut through the, traffic as I'm policing track limits on the exit. Yeah, through Constella, obviously, served his pit stop. Why would you not at this point? Makes perfect sense to do so. Penalties, Alex, I'll quickly get that now. I just quickly observe everyone coming out of the pits.
I think he got very lucky when he got his drive-through, because I don't think he was pitted to get rid of the drive-through. I think he was trying to get the VSC benefit.
Of the pit?
Of actually just pitting, and it landed him as he's approaching. Based on when it all popped up, but I might be completely wrong with that. I mean, I'd say he's lucky when he got it, let's be honest. There's no luck with any one of those. But, was it the same last time we raced out? I remember, I'm pretty sure it's kind of the last time we were here. There was a front given out.
It was like it was the front, however many cars. I remember Kurabold, I don't know if he was the only one that avoided it, or there were several cars at the front, I remember. I think Paul was actually the only one that did not get a drive-through out the front. Everyone in that front scrap there was like 4 or 5 cars at the front, all got a drive-through.
Yeah, Chimps in chat saying he got the drive-through entering the pits, which he's made a good point. It's odd for it to serve it the second you get it entering the pits. When I had it before, it just didn't serve it. So in a way, he's probably lucked into actually being allowed to serve it.
Wow. In a race that looked like it was somewhat settling down. I think Brad has just got a track limit penalty behind the safety car. It looked like he cut that. But I mean, yeah, a race that looked like it was somewhat going into normality. And I mean, that's just completely thrown a curveball into the equation.
Chesney's into the pits again. So he was. Oh yeah, that's his wing damage. He's yet to replace them.
So then what's he going to do? Is he going to try and then? He probably has time.
Box for the hards again.
Yeah, that's what I mean, because he doesn't want to be on the softs. Yeah, he needs to be on the hard.
Well, he's got a drive through. No, sorry, he's service. Sorry, no. But he had a 10-second penalty as well, didn't he? So if it's a case of getting that gone.
He's got too much that he wants to do.
Yeah, whether or not he just didn't change his wing, and that's why he's now in the box again, and he's going to try catch it and box again. But he's some way back.
I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I mean,
reach it and box. It's going to be quite a push.
So if he tries to pit this lap, he can obviously, but I don't think he's going to catch the back of the pack.
No, he could get going without him if he doesn't box. I think he might have to just firm the start and soft.
See and just hope for another safety car at this point, because he's going to have to pit again if he does that. Hards obviously can get him to the end, but I mean, the one interesting thing as well when you look through the order, so Bradders, Mido, Nitro, their hard start was looking like it was playing off, and then you throw this into the equation and right away, I mean, they've been completely left in a situation where they've been left out to dry, because now everyone else behind them is going to the end on these hards. So at this point they're praying for a safety car. If not, then they're fully out of the points.
Yeah, Chesney's back in now. So he's going to have to get a move on when he comes out on these tyres, and I assume this is back to the hard, so it's got to be.
Has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at where the safety car is. He might be okay. Fine, yeah, like looking at where the
this is the bit that it's going to pick up a bit of pace, isn't it? I suppose it depends how long they take on the restart. There's only really long straights left.
Yeah, I guess at that point Brad is just going to back them up down the back straight, isn't he?
Yeah, he might get to the back of it. I just saw a comment in chat as well about someone being pushed off getting penalties. One thing to say if you're listening is remember, so it's in this lap, so you need to catch it. I was going to say, remember your race director if you want the stuff removed at the end.
Yeah, obviously correct ticket. That FI will ping you after the race, so just keep an eye on FI announcements. That'll take you to the reported ticket channel. So if you fancy doing that, feel free to.
I think Chesney's going to be fine. I think as long as they don't send it.
Brad's going quite quick off this restart. I'm not like he's driving around at 100 miles an hour in 4th or 5th gear, so I mean he's just backing up now, I think. But
yeah, Chesney's just about reached the back there.
Oh,
he's yet to send it.
Lucas Champion's fully just swerved into Camper as well. Camper's trying to gain a position from that. I don't know what's happened there, but they fully slammed into each other. And yeah, here we go then on the restart. A couple of 10-second penalties for collisions.
Get 10-second penalty. Has Chesney done his typical approach full speed again?
Oh, no.
Let me have a look, see the state of his wing.
He hasn't got a wing. He hasn't got
his wing. I think he's done his typical approach at full speed. And hope for the best.
This guy. Right, it'd be interesting to see what happens with Lucas Champion, etc. with that report, because something happened beyond the safety car. It just depends on whether people decide to throw it into a ticket, because
front two already clear of DRS then from this restart.
K1 looking for a ballsy move on Nitro and makes a stake on his own teammate. Nitro then loses 2 positions in one corner. Brilliant impromptu move from K1.
DRS that people looking to try to get sorted. There's quite a few of them are going side by side with the hairpin, making contact.
Yeah, K1 makes contact, and Constella's just slipped up the inside of Nitro as well. So Constella already making light work of the cars around him. Obviously Nitro's on those 14 lap old hard, so he's really feeling.
Oh, that's Laurie into the box. So
okay. So Troy gets a 3-second penalty. Nitro cuts the final corner as well. That's going to leave him vulnerable to Quinton, who pounces and yet will get past him, I assume. Camper looking for it as well. And Nitro's round. Honestly, that was a weird one. Campo put his nose up the inside and Nitro almost just turned into him like he didn't exist. But he was the car ahead, so, I mean, view that how you will.
There's another car facing the wrong way there. It's Lucas Champion. He's trying to look to get the splits back round, but he's gone into the wall and broke his wing off.
Is that going to be a safety car?
I think it should
No.
be fine. He's got going again now.
I mean, that's the race over surely for him at that point.
Yeah.
Gremic is absolutely
Oh,
flying into contact
Mido and Troy
behind.
come
Oh!
together, and there's
Mido's right.
into one of the McLaren's collectors. K1
Yeah,
with
Mido
it.
and K1 both rounds. K1 was having such a good race, and we've got a battle up front, a move up front. Constella's getting busy as well with Gremic. Oh, there's too much to watch here. All this that's happening.
Just when you thought it was quieting down beforehand, and we had the safety car bring everyone back together.
This is going to be a real test of Constella's pace, really, because Chocolate obviously showed he's no slouch in that first race. And he's on the same tyres as Constella, and he's got, what, he's got like a 3.5 second lead?
He's gone into all the champions. I don't think he's damage.
Oh,
yeah, I was going to say, with the penalty situation as well, he doesn't need to fight it up top. If it comes to it, he can just, you know, race sensibly with Bradders and just try and aim to keep that gap.
Yeah, literally.
Instead, he's got the work to do to push through.
Quinton as well sat behind these lot on his 5-lap old mediums, so that's going to be an interesting one to see what he chooses to do, because those mediums will not make it to the end, I can tell you that. Because then that'll be a pit stop at some point for him, whether he chooses to chuck on a pair of mediums or prays for a safety car to come back in and save him. So it looks like Constella should get the move done on Troy down this back straight, and he's still got all his DRS left as well, so yeah, should breeze past the Mercedes.
Should be easily done for chicane.
Yeah, Troy basically just moves aside for him.
He realises what's happening. Lucas Champion latest with a penalty.
I feel bad for Lucas Champion. He was on for a good race. It all just started completely on the wrong foot. Collision with his teammate. More damage. Chesney gets a 3-second penalty on top of his 10 that he already has.
Granick went for a move up the inside of Troy as well into turn 1, so he's lost a couple of places in the last 2 straight.
Look at the penalties. I mean, I know Chesney's got a 10-second, but he's on 16 seconds. Ali's on 19 with that 10-second from the collision as well, so only on 9 technically, but still 9 seconds in just, you know, half of the race. Camper is another 3-second penalty to his name. Bradders, though, was all track limits. I know he said he got a couple from being pushed off, but it's still on 12 seconds of track limits. Constella then next up for him will be Bradders. Bradders just up the road. Whether we can get him on this straight, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, he's got almost doubled his DRS as well, as Chocolate runs up the road now, 2.6 seconds above the Ferrari as well.
Yes, he seems to be able to maintain that gap. It just seems, I assume, once Bradders lost the DRS, he just hasn't got the pace in the front couple. K1, I think, might look to get. I know K1's turned off his DRS. I thought he was going to look to get moved in. Laurie gets a penalty on the final chicane. Was on board with him as he does it.
A couple of fastest laps flying through and then a penalty.
The other flag,
that's one of the McLarens.
That's Nitro.
Oh, Nitro's gone again.
At the final chicane, I assume he's caught the Wall of Champions to do. He's missing his right wing brake.
Yeah.
Right input.
It's probably just flicked him across the track. Yeah. We've got a very interesting fight now. I know there's a couple of track limits thrown amongst the top, but we've got a good fight now for the top 5 or so. As Quinton goes for a crazy move on Camper, slams him off the track. Camper keeps the position. I don't know if that would go down as a legal overtake though. Quinton has to stay ground for now. Camper's gone very deep into the heavy. They're 3 wide on the exit. Contact between Quinton and Mawson then, and Mawson just has to back out to assume he didn't die. Chesney's lagged that. I don't know if he needs another invite back. Contact from the cars ahead.
Right, just kept the corner when I'm on board with him. I think they've been showing it back at Constella.
Quinton went deep in the final corner as well. Had to then take to the escape road, and that's all the way down to 8. Oh, nearly into the wall. I don't know, just wasn't paying attention there, Quinton. Quite concerning. Yeah, 1.4 seconds of drift now behind as Chesney drops down in another position. I sent him one as well.
It's not showing online for me, yeah.
Or maybe he's completely crashed. Has he put something in the chat? No. I'll quickly have a look. He's online for me. Right, cut back through where we've got Quinton's already caught back up, to be fair to Mawson.
K1's on the back of Ali as well. I wonder if he looks to get moved on. Odd place to go for it, but with the DRS, no, I think it's really sensible, isn't it? Yeah. Not there, really.
Quinton's gone deep again into their pin. So we'll cut to the front a bit, relieve that scrap and look onwards and upwards. As Troy then loses the position to Gremic as well. Gremic looking for a double overtake. And through he goes on Bradders as well. So Bradders starting to feel those effects then of those old hards. Just got no life left in them. Squeezes Troy to the inside wall, really fighting that position. Tried to go all the way around the outside as well. Makes a stick.
AI boxes in as well.
Oh no. Off his heart. Why is it boxing him off his heart?
It's because of his wing damage, I think. He's trying to push on with wing damage.
They've gone, yeah, do you know what? You can save that in the pits, don't worry. Oh, Brad has massive slides in sector 2, and that's really compromised Troy behind. Troy looking for a move then. And squeezed again. Through he goes though. Camper also sniffing around, looking for a gap that was never there, and he's pushed Bradders across the escape road there. Bradders gets another time penalty as well to his name. Oh, gap was there for Camper to go into, and Bradders has just closed that. And they both go off. A bit of contact between the pair as well. Hopefully they don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, it's a shame they have these solid races up there with Bradders out of the RS. So, well, both of them are in the same situation, didn't they? Like, just going to let Camper put away and have it over and done with. Brandon's gone into the back of him as he's heading towards the pit now.
Wonder if that's to retire or to throw on a new set of boots. Hoping it's just to throw on his new tyres, because his pit stop was coming up. He's done 20 laps on those hards. That gap up front is stabilising though. To be fair, Constella's not eating into that lead like I expected him to. I can't lie.
He's gone up by a couple of seconds almost.
Yeah. So fair play for Chocolado, because well, I mean, this race has kind of somewhat been handed to him to be in this position. He looked to be in a decent position, floating around the podium, but the win was completely out of question by the looks of things, with Laurie and Constella running up the road. .5 seconds. Yeah, I mean the gap's just not doing anything crazy. It's Quinton locks up again. And he goes into the back of Mawson.
F1 kid's making a good point in the chat as well, that Constella, because of his incident with Mido, if he gets reported, that will probably be a penalty heading his way.
Yeah, if Mido reports it, which obviously I don't think Mido's created that many tickets in the league before. So this is even worse for Constella, because obviously Gremic's got penalties to his name as well.
Ali's into the box, speeds in, so I assume it's going to be
a couple of 3 seconds again. Yeah, now he's done, I mean, he's got so many penalties at that point.
Attempt to slow down for the pit lane. So.
Yeah, that's Ali done then in the Aston. Considering the situation of Laurie, he's actually not doing too bad. And you think, I know he was in the fight for the win, but considering he had to serve that drive-through and stuff, he's not, he's still in 7th. Looking good for, you look at how high he can get. I mean,
trying to serve the drive-through as well, it's worse time because it would have put him back behind everyone on the first restart. So at least if you got one and you get to serve it from the VF2, you can just lock back in.
Yeah. Into somewhere in the order.
Huge time loss, but you've just got him back in a bit down the order rather than all the way back.
Right, Constella then back ahead of Gremic for now, and you will get DRS as well down the main straight to maintain that gap. 3.7 seconds the gap now up front as Mawson picks up a 3-second penalty. We'll have a quick check in with the penalties and see how people are getting on. Nitro and Brad is really suffering on 15 seconds. K1 can still a Chocolate doing God's work out there. No track limits at all. Sat with no penalties. Gremic just still in that fight for podium on 3 seconds. Mawson on 6. A couple of people still on 3s, but then you've got the likes of Troy on 6, Camper on 9. Media's now up to 12 as well. It's just one of these races that we're not really going to be able to tell who finishes where until we actually cross the line and can see the full classification.
I think it's going to be one unless there's sort of another safety car really to mix up the order again. I think we're going to see people probably calm down towards the end. The
They
cars
know,
that are actually alongside probably won't be the cars that directly fighting.
Time up front starting to, I mean, I say it's starting to come down. It's kind of stayed the same this lap, but 11 laps left of this race, 3.6 seconds the gap, so it's far from over still. Constella's still got a chance at this. What's Chocolade looking like? I mean, he's got a decent amount of ERS compared to Constella. They've got, you know, they've both got a decent chunk of it left. Whether Gremic chooses to send this into turn 1, no, I think it's better up on this occasion, but still keeping good pace, to be fair, as Lloyd then gets past Troy, 13 lap old hards. Oh, makes a mistake though, gets caught on the curb at turn 2. So Troy looks for a move now, stays behind.
So I believe Chocolade is on the 2 warnings, having a look. So it's showing 4, but 2 of which are collision warnings on lap 1.
Interesting.
Constella gets another one. I feel like he's a terrible time for trying to make some look. I mean, yeah, he's up to 12 now.
Yeah. What's Constella on for limits as well?
Yeah, I have to load it back.
Out of curiosity.
He's showing 2 warnings.
So they're both on the edge. So that could be another big thing. Six champion Dallas in the pits. Yeah. Both of them in the pits. Six champion and Nitro. Nitro obviously was stacking pens like it was a special day. So no surprise he's called it a day in the box. It's just he didn't get back in the end. He's still not in.
No, I keep checking. He's not showing online for me. So.
Well, he did. I think he did have the race. Did he do half the race? I'll have to see what lap he went out.
I think he had. But
it's close anyway, so yeah.
Double check.
Oh, this Ferrari could get in the way of this scrap here. It's come out right next to Laurie. Oh, and Mawson's. Oh, that's a real shame. Mawson nearly went into the back of the ghosted Ferrari. Didn't know if it was going to ghost or not, and he's lost that position to Troy because he basically went into the back of the ghosted car. It fully spooked him and just completely threw on the brakes. That's given Laurie a bit of breathing room, but...
I was going to say, Troy's drained what he had in the hope to get back in the DRS, but not a great chicane there, so I don't think he's lost 2 turns. No. You'd imagine Mawson would jump back ahead of him, and then it's whether or not they can sort of manage to get back to the, getting Laurie's DRS. So Granick is really sticking with Constella in this one. Obviously he's got the penalty to come his way, but I think they're just working tactically together, realising they're not each other's right. DRSing each other along, it looks like.
I mean, they're really helping each other because you can just from the naked eye, you can see how much closer Chocolate actually is. Like that, since we've last really watched this this fight at the front, this gap's gone down by a second, so it's not over yet. That's for sure. Grimmick's Laurie behind is still somewhat in the picture as well. 4.3 seconds adrift to the front 3, and considering they've now, they'll be switching ERS, I don't think he's really going to be fighting for the podium. On track anyway, we'll see what happens with penalties, etc. after the race, or just after they initially cross the line. I think it's more going to be a fight now between, on track anyway, between Laurie and Mawson, just outside the podium positions. And then Troy's still hanging. To be fair, Troy is within the window, as expected. Cooper, unfortunately, retires in the pits after having a torrid day on track.
It's painful for one friend because he essentially gave himself a quali ban. And
yeah.
At that point, he found, it's one of those when you start at the back, you're more likely just to get in trouble off the start, and unfortunately, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah, literally. You think even if he qualified 10th or something, that puts him out the way of the 2 Ferraris and all that collision, and then he would have been
someone's got that freeze like world champions.
Has he got damage from him? No, I saw he kissed it. But... I think Cooper said he had a preset setup. Or no, just some dodgy setup. That's a pain. What's this car ahead? Oh, we've got a ghosted car there. That's really compromised Gremick's run. This Constella gets a 3-second penalty.
That's big. So suddenly him versus Gremick on track is actually a fight for position as well.
Yeah.
So all this DRSing each other along, it's worked nicely to drag them almost right up to the top, but whether or not now they're going to realise it's time just to battle it between them.
Yeah. And whether them fight
push in the hope that they're going to get 3 seconds. Chocolate will get 3 seconds.
That's the one thing for Chocolate to bear in mind. He can now, obviously, based on his timing screen at the top, he's going to be able to see that these guys have got 3-second penalties. I wonder if he then is willing to, take take his foot off the gas that little bit, and then literally happy to finish on track P3. Gremic's on no ERS. He's just fully turned it off down the main straight.
But I think they've been playing it tactically, but it's almost like I think it's going to be that sudden realization that it's got to go into an end position shortly.
Yeah. So yeah, only 6 laps left, so it's just around the corner really. But yeah, Chocolate. I mean, he doesn't have to push the limits anymore because he knows he's effectively got nearly a 5-second lead on these guys. 6 champion leads, but yeah, with all he has to do is just avoid that 1 track limit warning that he's got still like to his name, and then he's got a chance then of dragging it down. I don't know if Chocolate has suffered from screen freezes there, because look how much time he's lost. He said in quali that it heavily hampered him, and he's lost half a second there just from that little straight alone from Lucas Champion. And
not on current gen.
Yeah, well,
last gen, maybe that's still the issue. It was a big issue last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you just look at
round.
He's
just
fully
gets
round.
Boston. He's facing the wrong way. He's got going again, but
no damage.
Plenty of time.
He's got K1 now coming from now as well.
K1's another one. He must be looking ahead of him. How many positions are you going to gain for it? What?
Quite a fair amount. I think. Yeah, I was going to say, like, the penalties we've got up ahead are quite significant as Troy then gets back at a camper. Laurie chucks into final corner, cut that chicane, so that'd be another warning to the Aston driver's name. Look at Constella though, they're right on the cusp.
Yeah, I was about to say they were in DRS now.
Wow, so we could have a very, very spicy last 5 laps of this race.
I suppose the one thing you're Chocolate is you've got to, if you're going to drop back and avoid the warning yourself, you then got to trust that the others haven't got to come on.
Yeah. Obviously we know that Constella could have a penalty coming his way for a collision with me though. Whether that gets reported, I don't know if Gremic's really been involved in anything, but that's something else to bear in mind, is that these drivers could be reported from other collisions earlier on in the race. But it'd be interesting to see if a move happens immediately. Obviously the gap's around 8/10, so I can't imagine Constella would breeze past them right now, but I think coming into turn 1 it should probably stay as this order. I can't imagine changing unless someone enters a wall at the World Champions.
They're trying to curse them all.
They made it off the cliffs when then Camper makes it back past Troy for that 5th place. Troy nearly just grazes the wall as he goes through. 5.2 seconds the gap as well between the front 3 and then that chasing pack. Well, I say chasing pack, I mean at this point it's just Laurie because he's 2.2 seconds ahead of Camper.
Suddenly from having almost 5-second gap at lead, we could very easily get to the back straight and we could be third. I mean, the next lap.
He's but the one thing to bear in mind, he has got the most DRS out of all these 3 cars, so he's saving his DRS. He's playing the game, and he knows he's probably in the best situation out of the 3. So kudos to Chocolate here because he's managing this the best he can considering the situation. But round we come then. I mean, you'd expect Constella to breeze past him. He's right on the back of him. Chocolate is emptying though. He's completely draining. He's draining 30, 40, 50%. He's drained 50% of his ERS down this back straight just to keep ahead, which seems a little unwise considering we've still got 4 laps of this race to go. He's draining more of it. He's all the way down to 38% now. Whether Constella's going to send it, he does send
go
it.
for the move anyway, or too far back.
The move only, he just needs to realise that these guys have 3-second penalties. He does not need to win this on track. I mean, for ego and the confidence boost, you want to win it on track, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you finish P3 on track. If you still win it because of penalties to the other drivers, you're still going to get the 25 points. So it's whether how much he values the on-track win itself. As Quinton gets in. No, it feels like Quinton's got a lot of penalties. How many is he on to? It's up to 12 now. I actually thought it was going to be more. Yeah, F1 Kid in the chat said Chocolate can't take the risk.
Media and Brad is a big loser from the penalties, both on 15, like Brad getting another one of these slides out the corner.
Yeah, I know that Brad is going to try and get some of them removed, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's still on 10 plus warnings at this point. I think this could be a move though. Chocolate is choosing to go a bit easy now, and his ERS just Grimmick a bit messy through the final corner though. Grimmick thought he might be able to get involved with the scrap, but does not, drop slightly off the front two. But there we have then, Constella back into the lead for the first time in however many laps.
I wonder if Constella's just going to give it a go and try to shoot up the road, because if he lets them stay with him, then it's a case of him versus Gremmick on the last lap will be full position as it stands.
Yeah, that's the one thing to bear in mind, is obviously even if right now the gap between Constella and Gremmick is floating towards that 1 second window, he's got a car in between that, so he's been able to tow along with Constella as well and maintain that gap to stay close to him and have a chance. And then just as I say that, he goes wide and picks up another 3 second penalty. So Constella now can breathe slightly easier, knowing that that's the situation.
Touching cars further back. He goes with Jonathan Badders, goes wide into the wall, but they won't really damage him, that's just like that.
Yeah, Manic's trying to get involved behind as well, isn't he? No, he's down the main straight.
Dive on Troy as well into the hairpin. Troy looked to get back to him down the straight, but I don't know when the DRS detection point is. I'm pretty sure, yeah, number solid.
Chasing in the chat saying, I think that DC was a mercy killing. They said, Sucky, you've done enough Canada for today, little buddy. Time to call it a day. We go on to the penultimate lap then. Front three separated by around 6/10. A couple of track limits thrown into the mix though, so I think Gremmick's looking for a move here. I mean, I think he was trying to get optimistic and look for a move around here into that first corner in sector 2, but thinks better of it, choosing to bail off from there.
I think it's Quinton and Mido made contact with the Van chicane, and Mido just had to cut it.
Oh, he just got very deep. Oh,
he's gone into the side of him, yeah.
Lost the position, but that could have been a lot worse, to be fair. 13 cars left, or 12 cars as K1 then.
K1,
Just Chocolat then, the only man sat there with no penalties to his name. Chocolat, the only man. I mean, he's right on that cusp as well. As we then come round, I'm wondering if Constella is going to scum some DRS off the AI there. As we then come onto the final lap then, still all to play for.
He's disqualified, he's gone hards only.
Oh my god.
It says on the thing he's used medium hards, that's not...
He's pitted, Constella's pitted.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's not... I assume because of the drive-through it's not picked up, he's pitted off something.
Oh no.
So hard and it's disqualified him.
Wow. Well, that completely ruins the fight for the win. Because Constella's been completely shafted. Wow. We literally saw him serve his pit stop when there was a safety car, because then he pitted and then came...
100% pitted, and yeah, to be on the hard, I double checked, the thing says he's used medium hard.
They said he's done 23 laps on the mediums.
Disqualified him.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, the race is not 23 seconds long. The 23 laps long, but yeah. So you come running onto the back straight. Chocolat and Gremmick, the only two survivors of the front three. And it looks like it'll be Chocolat. Yeah, it drains his ERS on the final bit. Just needs to keep within the limits, which he does beautifully. Yeah, and there it is then. Chocolat in his first race in a full-time seat will be your winner here in Canada. Chocolat wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Just for Chesney's... for the record, he's got a quick 10-second penalty to his record after as well. But Gremmick there with a brilliant P2. Laurie ends up with a podium following what's happened to Constella, but we'll have to see if we decide to do anything from this and maybe reinstate Constella somewhere in that
yeah, I think that's Constella saying here, clip it. There's no need to clip it. We have seen the race directly.
It's just in terms of gaps where we put you somewhere in between Gremmick and Chocolata, which is only fair considering, yeah, this is just stupid. Yeah, Chimp said he will be second because Gremmick had his 6 seconds, so he would naturally be, I'd say he would probably be just under 4 seconds off the front.
The only thing that could be painful is obviously he's involved in the thing with Mido, so it's just what comes from that, if that gets reported and where it stops in with that. But we'll sort that out and slot you back in.
Yeah, Constella, you won't be Diascuto, you will be on the podium. So yeah, bear that in mind. So no immediate head loss is necessary, but yeah. Wow, what an ending though. Yeah, I wonder if I think I've seen a glitch around Canada before, but I wonder if him serving his drive-through so quickly has thrown the game off.
It's messed it up
because because he's got rid of it so quickly. Whether the game's been like, oh, you haven't served this yet, and then almost counted his drive-through as his pit stop when he's actually, I don't know. There it is. I think is this the first German winner we've ever had in. I mean, Wave might try and claim German nationality, but I'm trying to think if we had AJB. I don't know. AJB was British. I think this is the first German winner we've had. It's Scott Weller representing the country. And I have to find a stupid collar pinter picture.
I've tried to get race director, but it is heavily broken. So if anyone's listening and needs race director, try to get your own.
It might kick you off the game, bear that in mind. If the stream suddenly ends, you know that I've tried to go on race director and it's completely kicked you off the game. But we'll quickly flip through. Obviously, Chocolat started 6th, ended on the top spot. Safety car heavily thrown off the race results. Obviously, Constella down there in 19th, but that will get reinstated to some degree. We'll have to have a little word with that behind the scenes. Whether that goes to Stewart's or just with me and Reese, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, there's your top 10 minutes. Chocolate, Grimmick, Laurie, Troy, K1 as your top 5. Campo gets P6, Mawson P7 after a couple of adventures off the track. Quinton gets P8 despite 12 seconds of penalties. Meader as well, points despite 15. And Braddis as well ends in points with 18 seconds of penalties. Manic still doesn't end up with any points. 1 minute 13 off the lead, unfortunately, with 9 seconds to his name as well. And then Chesney rounds off the order with the AI car after disconnecting about halfway around the race. But in case I disconnect, I will say goodbye to you now. But I'll quickly click on and see if anyone's cut the track and see.
It works for me, it's just very heavily broken.
Oh yeah, look at it. Oh my god.
And as you scroll down, it just puts a load of white lines on your screen that you can't even see anything.
Yeah.
It's good to see our game work.
Yeah, thank you, Codemasters on here. This is beautiful. I didn't need to know if there was any race directed things anyway. I see Brad is not very happy with people, but yeah, we'll have to look, see what happens with Constella. Keep an eye on Stewart's reports, etc. When the race finishes. Everyone keeps saying Williams win tier 2, Josh better see the same. That will not be happening, I'm afraid. You'll be lucky to see me seeing the checker flag. That's what you'll be lucky to see. But yeah, tier 1 is up next. For those who are aware, it's up in 45 minutes or so. Mr. Wildstorm will be your man there. Might have Harshman with him, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously Harshman didn't race today, so I don't know if he's actually around today. But Wildstorm will be around after. Unfortunately, DC said won't be coming after he's binned off the game. Not too surprised really, considering this game is heavily questionable.
Just see what it's like.
yeah, literally. This race has just summed up what's wrong with this game. But yeah,
that wasn't chaotic enough. There's a lovely bit of rain at the end of that one as well.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, what can go wrong? I quickly get the calendar up as well, and we can have a little see. Next week is Austria. No sprint. We've got a sprint in tier 1, no sprint in tier 2. So do you know what? I'll do what I usually do. I'm gonna have a quick look at Spielberg weather, see if we've got anything on the horizon before we end things. Any rain? Is there any rain for next week? Oh. Well, if anyone's still listening, there is meant to be rain next week in Austria. I think it looks like we're gonna have if it stays exactly how it is, it's meant to be a full wet quali and a completely dry race, which could be very interesting because you'll have the people that are, rain masters like Kimi, and then the people that are, time trial sweats and can bang it out in dry conditions. Brad is saying why rain? Yeah, it's a shame, but it could provide for an interesting race. Well, it looks like the race could be dry, so count your lucky stars that rain does not move into the race. But yeah, that'll come out on Tuesday anyway, for people wondering. But yeah, if you want to stick around for tier 1, please do so. That's in 40 minutes or so. And then if not, we'll see you in Austria next week. Goodbye.